Could a lack of sleep be the reason you're not losing weight, despite careful eating and consistent exercise? What if I told you simply by sleeping more, you could potentially get better results? Before I go on, if you'd like to learn more about how to lose fat, build muscle, and take care of your body, then start right now by subscribing to my channel and clicking the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. I'd also like to do a shout out back to Losing Lissa. She mentioned me in one of her videos for inspiring her, but I think she's more inspiring with her consistency and organization. If you're on a weight loss journey, you might learn a thing or two about how to go about meal planning and goal setting by watching her videos. So the link between lack of sleep and obesity was made quite a few years ago. In 2006, one study in particular followed the sleep habits of 68,000 women for 16 years and found a correlation between sleep deprivation and weight gain. Women who reported sleeping 7 to 8 hours per night were at the lowest risk of gaining weight by the end of the 16-year period. If they reported sleeping 6 hours per night, their risk of gaining 15 kilograms was 12% higher. And women who slept 5 hours or less were 32% more likely to gain at least 15 kilograms. More recently, in 2020, another study involving 1,202 participants showed a link between body mass index and sleep duration. Participants with the highest BMI slept less than 6 hours per night, while those with the lowest BMI slept 8 to 9 hours a night. Let's look at some of the reasons why this could be. Number 1, decreased activity. I'm pretty sure I don't need to cite a study to convince you that lack of sleep makes us too tired to exercise, or sometimes to do anything else that burns calories. This, of course, makes you burn less calories throughout the day, which isn't good because you need to burn more calories than you take in to lose weight. Number 2, increased snacking. In 2009, participants in a sleep laboratory were given unlimited access to food and monitored as they slept 8.5 hours a night for 14 days and 5.5 hours per night for another 14 days. Their meals were relatively similar during both periods, but the study found that when people sleep less, they tend to snack more, especially on high carbohydrate foods, and especially late at night. Number 3, decreased fat loss and increased muscle loss. In 2010, researchers found when calories were controlled, people who were sleep deprived could still lose weight, but they lost 55% less fat and 60% more muscle than when they slept well. This highlights the importance of measuring your body composition before and during weight loss. It's also why personally I like to make the distinction between weight loss and fat loss. If you lose too much muscle, your body fat percentage could actually climb as you lose weight. Now let's talk about what happens to some of your hormones. Number 4, reduced growth hormone secretion. Obesity has been linked to low growth hormone output. It's a hormone that helps metabolize body fat and use it for energy. It also inhibits storage of body fat. Maximizing your natural output of this hormone may help you to lose more body fat and maintain energy, especially while fasting. We happen to secrete more growth hormone while we're asleep than when we're awake. By the way, growth hormone also stimulates protein production, so this could partly explain why sleep deprivation caused muscle loss in the previous study I mentioned. Number 5, insulin resistance. Insulin's job is to help your cells pick up glucose from the bloodstream and turn it into energy. Your body can become resistant to insulin, which causes your pancreas to produce more of it to get the job done. This resistance can get worse over time, causing both your blood insulin and blood glucose levels to rise, potentially leading to obesity or diabetes. In research studies, all it took was a single week of sleep restriction to reduce insulin sensitivity. Number 6, increased cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone that drives the body's fight or flight response. It also helps regulate a lot of functions in the body, but for this video, suffice it to say that higher levels of cortisol increase your blood sugar levels and increase weight gain. A little cortisol is a good thing, but when we're overstressed, physically, mentally, or emotionally, excessive cortisol can play a big role in weight gain. Take stress-induced cravings, for example. Have you ever capped off a stressful day by ordering a pizza or digging into a tub of ice cream? Studies have shown that morning cortisol nearly doubles after 24 hours of sleep deprivation. You know what else increases cortisol? Coffee, which people usually drink more of when they haven't slept. I mentioned a study earlier involving 68,000 women. Well, the women who reported getting the least amount of sleep also reported the highest caffeine consumption. Number 7, decreased leptin. Considered the starvation hormone, when leptin levels are high enough, it signals to our brain that we've eaten enough for our body to function normally. If we're restricting calories, our leptin levels begin to drop and we feel more hungry. A study in 2004 demonstrated that leptin levels dropped 15.5% with sleep deprivation. Number 8, increased ghrelin. In that same study, while leptin decreased, ghrelin increased by 14.9%. Ghrelin is like the opposite of leptin. It's a hunger hormone that usually increases when we haven't eaten. It's highest just before meals or while fasting, and normally it drops right back down again after we eat. When leptin goes down and ghrelin goes up from a lack of sleep, there's a physiological reason you're having a harder time fighting off cravings. So if you're not getting enough sleep already, I hope I convinced you if you're struggling with your weight loss. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you found it informative. I enjoyed brushing up on all the research for this video, and I actually came up with a few more topics for new videos along the way, but if you have any suggestions, please drop them in the comments below. Thanks for watching.